Hello! Magandang gabi mga katropa! Ayan! Happy New Year, by the way, first of all. First time natin lahat magkita ngayong taon. Ayan, maunlad na 2024 din po, Mentor M. Good to see you here today. And we are now on our first episode, season 2 na po. Salamat po sa pagtangkilik. And we have so much to offer you with this new season. Ano talaga, bigger, better, brighter po talaga ang call natin this year. Ako po si A.M. Villaluz. I am the Learning and Development Manager at Vista Print Manila. Also currently serving as Vice President for External Affairs sa PSTD. Ayan, welcoming you today. Unfortunately, no, we have ang ating pong katropang Ed ay not feeling well today. Let's wish him well. Ayan. Alam mo naman, nothing can keep him away. So, he must really not be feeling well not to be here. So, pagaling po, katropa Ed. And, okay, welcome to episode 1. And as we promised, bigger, better, and brighter. As you can see, siguro nakita niyo na po sa opening video. Ayan. Our, what do you call this? Bigger. Yan. Ibig sabihin, mas marami na po tayo. Kaka-introduce ko lang ng sarili ko, baka pwede naman tayong umikot. Both our regular hosts and our fresh faces and even fresher perspectives offered by our new hosts. Ayan. Go, Sir June.
Sir, talaga,
So,
Happy
go,
New
June.
Year. Yeah, advance Happy Valentine's sa lahat. And na-miss namin kayo. I'm sure na-miss niyo rin kami. Si Ed naman nagpadala ng sick leave. So, okay lang. Pirmado ko na. So, I'm June Roy, past president of PSTD and currently serving as vice chair and also chairman of our finance committee at PSTD. So, welcome at mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Pearl. Ayan.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, everybody. Happy 2024. So, as AM said, kami ay mas marami ngayon. Pag sinabing bigger, hindi ibig sabihin dahil nandito ako ay bigger. But everybody, let's all welcome our new members of the Tropa, diba? So, I'm Pearl Martinez. I am one of the original, OG na part ng Usapang Training Atbp. I am the global manager for learning and development of SGS and Co. And of course, wala dito ang ating katropang Ed, wala rin yata si katropang Louie.
Habol daw,
Habol. Yan, mga late.
Photo
Ako
shoot.
din late. But of course, we'd like to have the opportunity for our new members of the Tropa to introduce themselves. So I'll pass it on to Kevin.
Okay, thank you so much, Pearl. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Magandang Sunday po sa ating lahat. So I'm Kevin Nera. I am the Chief People and Possibilities Officer of Positive Workplaces. I am also a member of the board for this year. And I'd like to welcome all of you. Maraming salamat po sa pagtangkilik ng Usapang Training Atbp. So marami po tayong pag-uusapan. And at this point, I'd like to call Miss Marby.
Thank you, Kevin. Good evening to all of our katropas here on Zoom and also on Facebook. Sa Facebook, no? Yeah,
Yes.
Facebook, yeah. So good evening, happy Sunday, everyone. And I'm really excited to be a part of Season 2. Ang lakas maka-series, no? Season 1, Season 2, hanggang ilang season kaya tayo i-approve ng PSTD. Right, so I'm Marby. I am the lead consultant of Freevo Design and Innovation, and I'm also leading the digital learning committee of PSTD. So shameless plug, if you want to join the the committee, no, just send us an email and we'd love to have you in the committee. So yeah, looking forward to learning and have conversations around new concepts, new topics, and new practices in the field of talent development. So nice to see everyone.
Thanks,
And
Marby.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it for now. Louis can join later. Ayan. Ayan na nga ang ating June Walking PSTD merch, no? Ang ating saplot, ang ating iniinuman PSTD. Eh ano naman ang balitang PSTD? Ayan.
Yan. Norman, can you allow me to screen share?
Okay now, concentrate.
Yan. All right. Hold on. 1 minute. There you go. Yan. So ano yung mga ganap at happening sa mga susunod na linggo? Atin pong ibabalita dito sa balitang PSTD. Yan, June Roy, pasok. Ako pala yun. Yan. So yung bigger, better, brighter, ito yung pinaka-exciting sa lahat. Kasi yung ginawa namin noong January, kailan ba tayo? January, nakalimutan ko. January 20, 21.
Yes.
Yan. Yan. Nagkaroon ng strategic planning po ang inyong mga abang lingkod, 10 ng inyong mga board of trustees at ibang committee chairs. At dinefine po namin kung paano magiging bigger, better, at brighter ang 2024 para sa ating community, para sa inyo po, no? And then for this February, plug-in lang natin yung mangyayaring training needs analysis certification. Ang kakaiba po dito ay the way we design, because this is really hybrid. Mayroong LXP, mayroong via Zoom, pero ang pinaka-importante dito sa lahat, nakakaiba at wala sa ibang training programs, nire-review po yung lahat ng output. So it is skills-driven, output-driven, at yung facilitator na hindi mo makikita sa mga typical public training, nire-review po nila yung mga outputs. Kasi kami ni kasamang Gemma yung nag-design po niyan, and all our certification programs. Plug-in din po natin, PSTD is also a part of the courageous leadership experience. Yan, lutang na lutang po yung PSTD dyan in a positive sense, no? At mga global experts ang magsasalita dyan. So atin pong tangkilikin yung courageous leadership experience. Marami pang ganap. Ang pinaka-importante siguro, just to end this, is become a member of the different PSTD committees so that you can maximize your membership. Kung hindi pa kayo member, then it's time to consider investing and reaping the rewards of being part of our community. Back to you, AM.
Ayan. Salamat po. Alright. So bukod dyan sa mga balitang yan, and before I introduce our guest, dahil isa sa mga naisip din po namin nung planning session para sa inyo. So, ang ating usapan training ngayon, sobrang focus po siya sa tools and techniques, very practical takeaways. And also, naka-group po siya per series talaga in terms of, for example, the first 3 are about, matatali siya sa needs analysis. Ayan. And so if umattend po kayo ng all 3 ng isang series or all episodes of one series or theme, you can actually get a certificate of attendance. Just to say na, okay, nakanood ako nitong 3 episode na to, ito yung mga na-cover. Because our guests will also now be given a few minutes at the beginning to give a brief overview of the topic that they are coverings. Para bago tayo mag-usap-usap, mas masaya, di ba? Marinig muna natin yung thoughts din ng guest natin. And so, here we are. Ayan, yung guest natin, first time ko po siya na-meet last year sa first Talent Development Research Conference ng PSTD. And he shared the insights of the practices that we have locally. And sobrang valuable ng insights na yon to the practitioners that attended the RESCON. And recently, he was also part of the Grand Tipanan, And today, nandito po siya para i-share yung insights ng ating 2023 State of the Industry report. At para saan ba yan? Ano ba na-observe natin? Makakatulong ba sa akin yan nitong 2024 habang nagsa-strategize ako ng for my own function? How do I talk to my senior leaders about these results and its implications para sa mga ginagawa natin? So, welcome please. And the Research Director at the Fourth Wall Branding and Consultancy Incorporated, Mr. John Brylle.
Thank you, thank you. Magandang gabi sa ating mga kapatidis, no? Both here in Zoom and in Facebook, no? So magandang gabi sa lahat. At narito ako ngayon, no, para i-share very briefly yung results and insights ng ating State of the Industry report. At ginawa natin itong study na ito noong last year, no? At ito po yung mga findings natin. In a nutshell, masasummarize natin yung findings, no, in this way. At present, may dalawang pangunahing challenges na hinaharap ang mga talent development practitioners. Unang-una ay ang pag-anticipate sa mga training at workforce needs, no, para sa hinaharap, anticipating ano ba ang mga kakailanganin na mga tao at mga learning programs to prepare for future, while at the same time setting ano ba ang proper metrics para i-measure yung not just the present impact but the future impact. No? According sa results ng ating survey among TD practitioners, dahil sa dami ng nangyayaring disruptions ngayon sa industriya, sa technology, no, parang lahat na kailangan ng training, no? Parang at every turn kailangan ng training and at every area kailangan ng manpower. Ngunit alam po nating lahat na limited lang ang ating resources, no? Law of economic economic principle. Limited lamang po ang ating resources, kaya kailangan nating mamili. Kailangan nating mag-prioritize. At doon sa pagpili na yon, doon nahihirapan ang karamihan sa ating mga kapatidis. No? So alin ba sa mga needs na ito, no? Mga competencies na sinasabi na trend in the coming years ang uunahin at paglalaanan ng budget, no? At kalakip din ito yung challenge ng pagsiset ng performance metrics para sa mga intervention. And maaaring na-experience na din ito ng mga listeners natin na kailangan nating mag-set ng measures of success kasi yun yung gagamitin natin to convince our leaders, no, na suportahan yung intervention. Ngunit ang main challenge doon is paano mo i-measure yung success ng isang intervention na long-term ang effect. Hindi naman siya nararamdaman kaagad. So paano mo hihimay-himayin yung epekto na yon para makumbinsi mo ang senior management na magandang i-pursue ito. No? Dahil doon, dahil sa naiipit sila sa challenge na to, yung mga TD practitioners ay nahihirapan sa pagpa-prioritize ng mga future-oriented career management practices gaya ng succession planning, no, at saka career path. Kaya sa tingin nila hindi ganun ka-effective ang kanilang career management practices to help talents chart their career path. At lalong sa tingin nila hindi daw ganun ka-flexible ang pag-facilitate ng kanilang succession plan. Pero mga kapatidi, hindi naman ibig sabihin nito lahat ay bad news, no? May good news pa din tayo dito. Dahil ang isa sa mga positive trends na nakita natin dun sa pag-aaral ay increasingly yung mga TD practitioners natin ay gumagamit ng mas personalized, no, na approach sa pag-assess ng mga pangangailangan ng mga talent. Isa sa mga ginagamit nila ay ang mentoring, kasabay ng mga standardized evaluation tools. Napansin din natin mula sa results na ang mga TD practitioners natin ay nag-e-eksperimento in using different modes of learning and technology para i-customize yung learning and talent development experience ng ating mga employee, ng mga talent. Sa madaling salita, sa kasalukuyan, mas malaki na po ang emphasis ng mga practitioner sa pagko-customize ng talent development experience. Unlike dati na parang standardized lang kung ano yung mag-apply dito, mag-a-apply na sa lahat. Ngayon, mas may emphasis na sa pag-reach out sa particular needs ng mga talent. Ngunit gaya ng sinasabi ng mga Gen Z, malayo pa pero malayo na, no? Dahil alam natin na may mga areas for improvements pa rin, gaya ng pag-anticipate sa future needs at sa pag-measure ng impact. So given this, paano ba natin magagawang future ready ang talent development practices natin? Tatlong bagay lang po, no? Ayon po sa ating pag-aaral. May tatlong susi para maging maging future ready ang talent development. Unang-una ay magkaroon ng mas strategic na mindset ang mga TD practitioner. Anong ibig sabihin natin dito? Ibig pong sabihin, it's about time that we expand, no, our horizon about strategy. We used to think na ang strategy ay parang linear lang, no? Mapoprogram mo siya linearly. Ngunit dahil po sa mga disruption na nangyayari, kailangan po nating i-consider yung mga uncertainties na yun. So we recommend na parang we start viewing strategy as a cone, no? As a set of horizons that take into account uncertainties. Dahil the truth of the matter is, hindi naman talaga natin alam ang mangyayari bukas. No? How much more in the next 2 to 5 years or even a decade. Ang implikasyon po nito sa ating practice is kapag nag-set tayo ng targets, no, na i-communicate sa senior managers, senior leaders, kailangan nating himayin yung targets aside dun sa tinatawag na lead metric, no? Aside dun sa lag metric or yung metric na yung ultimate outcome na gusto mo mangyari. Kailangan natin siyang himayin into bits, no? Into bits na pwede mong ma-measure or ma-monitor, no? Yun yung tinatawag namang mga lead metrics, no? So kailangan pong mas lang tayo, no, mas mindful lang sa pagse-set ng metrics para din ma-manage yung expectations ng mga leaders, no? Mahirap kasi pag magbibigay ka lang na ito yung ultimate outcome na gusto natin, no? But kailangan siyang himayin para mas ma-manage properly yung expectations. Sa pagse-set ng metrics, syempre importante po ang proper analytics. At by saying proper analytics, hindi lang ibig sabihin nun makuha yung average, no? Or magkaroon ka ng maganda at malupit na dashboard. Gaya nitong slides ko. Hindi, joke lang. No, but it has to go beyond that. Kailangan po na yung data analytics natin ay nakaangkla sa ating mas malalim na pag-unawa sa behavior ng talent, no? It means looking beneath the headline figures to see any critical interrelationships, no, that influence their behavior, not just at work, no, but even beyond, using different analytic tools and technologies. Gaya nga na nasabi ko kanina, we're starting to use technologies already. We just need to level it up a little further. But we have to be mindful din na hindi din enough kung puro technologies or analytic tools lang. Kasi dapat po nakaangkla yan dun sa konteksto, no? Ano ba ang konteksto where your employees are in? No, we need to understand their struggles, no, their aspirations para mas maunawaan natin paano natin sila matutulungan. At gamit po yung impormasyon na yon, we can build up gradually. Ano ba yung mga skills na kakailanganin nila? Not just in their current position, but in the future. no? So importanteng nakalatag po siya at yung pagkakalatag ay naka-align dun sa strategy. Now, to conclude, ang future-ready talent development po ay hindi made-define ng best practice or best tool lang. Sapagkat hindi po gaya ng math equation na gustong-gusto ko po, no? Applied math po ako. Hindi po gaya ng isang math equation, wala po talagang tama o maling practice or tool. Ang meron lang po ay ang practice or tool na pinaka-akma sa kung nasaan kayo ngayon. Kaya importante po na maunawaan natin yung konteksto ng organisasyon natin. Ano ba yung kultura? Sino ba yung mga tao? Ano ba yung capabilities nila? At para maunawaan ito, maliban sa technology, maliban sa data, kailangan nating maging tao. Kailangan po natin ng empathy. We need to see beyond the best practices in technology and look beneath who really drives all of this, which is the talent. Sino ba ang esensya ng talent development? Yung talent. Sa madaling salita, mga kapatid, ang future-ready talent development ay tungkol sa tao, tungkol sa talent. Therefore, the future-ready talent development is and should always be human-centric. So yun lang po, yun lang ang key findings po ng ating State of the Industry report. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Brylle, for bringing it back, diba? It's really back to the talent. And this reminds me of something I learned also a few years ago. Somebody told me, no, we make the best decisions that we could, given what we have at a specific, period or situation. And if that's the best decision, we can just keep improving over time, especially as the situation and needs change. Talaga, mind blown. Thank you for anchoring it to where we should anchor. So, kick off lang, no, unang tanong, alam ko marami ring magtatanong later. Alam ko si Kevin may baon na tanong yan. Pero, sa akin lang first, for us in PSTD, no, as we serve our kapatidis, kapwa talent development practitioners, what do these findings, kung based on these findings, what should we be focusing on? Again, different, no, kasi we focus on building up the TD practitioners. What would you say is something na dapat namin i-focus on based on this?
Base dun sa impormasyon, I think it's about time that TD practitioners should immerse themselves a little bit, no? Hindi naman kailangang expert, but a little bit on data analytics, no? Understand. Hindi naman kailangang marunong ka maglinis ng data, mag-code, no? But an understanding of data, no? Importante yun ngayon kasi nowadays, no, given all the things that are happening, it's important to determine ano yung nagma-matter, no? And data can help, no, in determining those, no? Kasi mas mas empirical, mas precise, no? Unlike kung intuitive yung approach, no? Pero hindi ko naman sinasabi na alisin niyo yung pagiging intuitive. It's just that kailangan lang siyang ma-complement ng data, no? Similar to how our TD practitioners now are doing it, no? Yung mentoring, which is a personal approach, they complement it with objective assessment. So that's a very good starting point. Another is it's important na to align more consistently with the leaders so that the TD practitioners will have better understanding of how leaders think, no? How leaders see strategy, no? Para mas seamless yung alignment. And on this note, no, I appreciate one of the key takeaways that I got during the Tipanan, yung I remember Mr. Regalado said the importance of collaborating across different teams. No, it's about time that we move beyond the silos, no, and see what we do, the training and development, at a bigger picture. And to do so, it's important to collaborate closely with those departments that need it the most. So it's important to collaborate with other allied departments or relevant departments. Yeah.
Yan. And that's human connection pa rin yan, the collaboration. It boils down to people connecting with each other. Thank you, Brylle. Ayan.
For sure.
Katropa Kevin. Labas mo na yung baon mo.
Sige, sige. So, thank you, Brylle, for that very, precise presentation in the sense na, kung tutusin, pwedeng maging complex nung laman ng ating SOTI, but the way you presented it is really in such a way na simple and actionable. So, we really appreciate that. We hope, no, na kunyari hindi ako part ng research committee, we hope na yan yung standard natin moving forward. So I guess in terms of data, we understand that not all organizations have the same level of operating capacity and expertise in terms of data gathering. So for organizations na strapped in terms of manpower, anong klaseng data yung tingin mong dapat nilang unahin? Quantitative ba? Qualitative? Saang part ng organization unang dapat tignan? Especially for those na yung L&D nila also fulfill other HR functions, and we know a lot of organizations have the challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. I think before I answer that, I'd like to address first I guess a common misconception among people, no, in general about data. They used to think kasi na pag sinabi data analytics or data, it has to be numbers. No, it doesn't have to be numbers. No, even qualitative, yung sinabi mo kanina, no, it's good that you pointed out, Kevin. Qualitative data is also data. No, so if say and now related dun sa question mo, Kevin, if wala pa kayong data, like you're starting from scratch, like a startup company or something, you can start with, just documenting the experience. Like, kung ano yung mga feedback ng mga tao, you can start there. No? It doesn't have to be too complex. Kung yun lang yung available na information sa'yo, then start from there. And then as you evolve, you keep collecting information. You continue documenting them, improving your tools for documentation, and then that's where yung mga best practices din ng mga sinishare, no? You can experiment on those, no? And test it out, what works, what doesn't work, or you can improvise. No? And over time, as you collect all those information, then you can start systematizing it. That's when you inject numbers, di ba? So to answer your question, depende sa circumstances, but if you're really starting from scratch, qualitative information is a good starting point. We shouldn't overlook those data points. Hindi laging numbers lang. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brylle. AM, I think we have some questions in the chat.
Yes.
Sige. From Sir Ronaldo Turla, Sir Ronnie, so for Brylle, do we have data if talents in companies are digitally literate, which is one of the important skill set in the future of work, aside from the TD having skills in data analytics? So we can have that question first.
Dun sa mismong SOTI, no, it's not included in the scope, but based on the information that we collected outside SOTI, there's a growing base of digitally literate employees, no. Lumalaki naman na yung base, no? But of course, nag-iiba-iba siya per industry, no. Yung mga knowledge process outsourcing, of course, they're more advanced compared to other industries such as manufacturing, for example. But there is a growing base, no, of digitally literate talents, no. And yun nga, in my view, that's an opportunity to build on the data analytics technology aspects. no? If you have that growing base, no? It's an opportunity to build capacity, offer trainings, capacity building for digital and data analytics. Yeah.
So in demand talaga ang data literacy and being able to convert those from data to knowledge to insights into
Yeah.
actionable
Yeah.
strategies, no?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. So in the chat, madalas from Sir Miguel Ericta, madalas ang strategy ay inuugnay sa mga bisor. Kung hindi pa kami isang bisor o lead sa aming department, paano namin mahahasa ang pagdidiskarte o strategy para maihana yung mga program namin bilang TD practitioner sa pangangailangan ng aming tagapakinig. So, I think kung hindi ka pa department head, maybe yung level ng pag-cascade ng strategy across the organization hindi pa talaga babad, no? Pero nandun ka na TD practitioner ka na in the organization. What can you do?
Mm, mm. That's a very good question, no? And personally, I can relate to it kasi before, nandiyan din ako sa ganyang, nandiyan din ako sa ganyang posisyon. Um, I think it takes a lot of din kasi, it takes a lot of self-exploring, no? You need to understand ang strategy kasi, 'di ba? You need to look at internal aspect, 'di ba? And the external. So you need to be aware of both sides. And that would necessitate a lot of data gathering, no? A lot of research, a lot of conversations with people, no? But I guess a good starting point there, no, to expedite things is to find a leader who could mentor you, no? That's a very helpful starting point, no? And I'm speaking about this in personal terms. It's my personal experience, and malaking tulong yung merong nagga-guide sa'yo. May isang person ka, someone who knows these things better, no, a leader who could guide you through the process of understanding those things. Yeah. Sir
Yes,
June,
June.
yeah.
Yeah, sasabihin ko sana find a mentor or mentee, pero nasabi na eh. May dagdag ko lang based on practical experience. Pag yung boss mo or medyo hindi pa ibinababa talaga, maybe because of some confidentiality na hindi pwedeng ibigay yung copy mismo. Ako ang ginagawa ko noon 1990s, nagtatanong ako kasi early on mga 98 noong naging strategic na yung design. So pag nagdi-design ako, sinisiguro ko na yung design ko, may iko-connect ko siya sa strategy. Mayroon akong slide na kung ano man yung program, may iko-connect ko siya sa overall business goals. And then fast forward sa amin, sa company namin, lahat ng training program namin, palaging may slide na konektado sa strategic goals kahit na yung training ay maliit lamang na topic katulad ng leadership accountability. Maliit in the sense na hindi buong program, no? Maaring one day lang. Pero palaging may connection. So in short, be inquisitive. Kung hindi binibigay, pwede namang humingi ng pagkakataon, magtanong. And I'm sure hindi man nila ibibigay yung copy. They would provide you a time. 15 minutes is all what it takes probably, or 30 minutes for you to understand kung ano yung strategy ng business. That can help you out.
Yeah.
Yes, and if your business actually practices like sa amin, we use OKRs, so doon din namin ina-align talaga. And even simple thing as raising tickets for creating training. Kung wari, manager ka, di ba? Kasi ang solusyon lagi training. So, pagka pag nag-raise ng ticket, tinatanong talaga namin may line item dun sa ticket na which OKR is this aligned to. It helps sa pag-prioritize namin kung anong uunahin namin gagawin. Pag wala kang ma-align na OKR, okay, wait ka lang ng matagal-tagal, ganyan. So, that's one way we also do it. Ayan. Do we have other questions
Ayan.
here?
Si Sir Ed.
Ayaw patinag. Walang
Partida may
boses pero
sakit.
nakaka-type.
Yan. So from Sir Ed, how can PSTD help its members develop their data analytics skills? What kind of skills should we learn?
All right. Thank you, Sir Ed, for that for that question. I think PSTD is already making some headways no in through the courses that you are offering no. Nakita ko yung brochure no sa training needs analysis. It's quite a good starting point no for that. In terms of sa data analytics no and this is based on our experience with clients. At the very least, ang important na parang baseline skill that a TD practitioner has to acquire is yung understanding lang of data. Like, for example, as basic as correlation is not the same as causality. Ayan, yan, mga ganong principles, no? Average is not the be all and end all of metrics kasi it's subject to extreme values. Yung mga ganong principles. And the reason why is because parang it will help you interpret yung data na na-collect ninyo better, no? So that's one, no? Another, no, kapag kunwari na-acquire nyo na yung ganong level of skills is basic exploratory data analysis skills like getting average, ganyan, making charts, no, visualizations, ganun. Hanggang sa unti-unting nabibuild up yung skills. But at the very least, yung understanding lang of data would, in my view, be enough. Kasi that will also, that not only will it help you interpret your information better, but it will also protect you from, alam mo yun, there are practitioners kasi who are not using data as they should be. So it's more of a protection than for yourselves. Yeah.
Ayan, marami nga nag-training kasi ayaw mag-math, di ba? Taas ang kamay ko. Ano? Kaya nga ako nasa training, ayoko mag-math, but it's inescapable. It's not strictly math, but also an understanding of how to view the data. We don't even have to, if you're lucky, no, you don't even have to do it yourself. Maybe you have other teams or functions that can gather the data and give a very basic analysis then and allow you to go deeper. Ayan. Zeke has a question. What if your intuition and the data differ? How does one reconcile? Ayan.
All
For
right.
example, sa TNA down.
Well, if I were in that gap, no, the first thing that I will do is to explore the source of the discrepancy. Saan ba nagkaroon ng difference? And look beneath, no, the context of first, paano mo ba kinolect yung data? And how was it analyzed? And then you compare it against the context or ano ba yung pinaghuhugutan ng intuition, and then judge from there. No, I agree with what Sir Zeke said, no, na you can't depend 100% on either. It's a matter of exploring lang where the discrepancies are, no, where are the gaps, or maybe it's just an apparent gap. There is parang may at its beneath it, parang may commonality pa talaga sila. And just to share, no, sa company ko, na sa Portol, yun yung ginagawa namin. We help consultants, organizations to fill those gaps. Kasi yes, it's absolutely true. There are times that those gaps can really be big, no, and it's tempting to see na irreconcilable sila. But a little bit of digging will show, no? A little bit of looking at the context will show that those gaps are actually reconcilable, no? Yeah. Pero I'm not saying you force fit, ha? You don't
Yeah.
force fit it. It's just looking at what lies beneath those differences. That's the ano.
Kevin, AM, may follow-up question lang ako kay Brylle because I think that's very important. Is it possible na what we call our intuition can sometimes be a product of our own biases? And so therefore the question is, how do you ensure na yung pinaniniwalaan mong ito yung intuition mo ay actually bias mo lang yon because of your experience? So yun lang ang nakikita mo.
To answer your question, June, yes, it's very possible, no? And if you look at how our intuition is formed, di ba? It's formed by suboptimality, no? Kung ano yung available na information, ano yung previous experience mo, and kung ano yung capacity mo at present, no? Kung ano yung existing skills mo. Those are the ones that define your di ba? Your biases and thus your intuition. So it's perfectly possible that it could happen. And doon pumapasok ngayon yung using data because data it's beyond the biases, di ba? It's outside you no? So that's where you use those tools, no? That's when you use the technologies, no, to interpret, to process the data in order to validate your intuition and see kung yun bang intuition mo is just a product of your own bias or there is some truth to what you feel, no, to that intuition.
Yeah. In short, if I got that right, we need to validate not only the data, but also our own intuition or what we
Yes,
call
yes.
intuition. Okay. Thank you, Brylle. That makes sense.
Ang init ng usapan sa chat. Nagkakaanuhan na about additional, competencies, no, for talent development practitioners. And I think that's a reminder also, aside from what we are doing, for the business and the talents within the business, it's really taking a serious look at how are we building these competencies within, di ba, sa sarili natin as talent development practitioners. And maybe that should be really part of your top priorities for the year kasi hindi na aatras yan. It's just gonna require more and more from us. Ayan. Mentor M, sometimes it helps to have an external entity to do the evaluation of your program. Yes, agree po. Ayan. Napagan na rin daw ng mga quotes. Alright.
Ang dami ko kasi nakikitang magagandang quotes eh.
I have a question for Brylle.
Sure.
So Brylle, usapang software, no? Kasi mahirap mag-process ng data kung walang software. Sige, simple na lang yung tanong ko, is Excel enough? Or do we have to go beyond Excel?
It depends on what kind of analysis that you would do. Pero kung simpleng analysis lang naman, like getting averages and actually kaya din na regression sa Excel. So Excel can be enough, but if you want to dig deep like yung for example, isa sa mga ginagamit namin sa Fourth Wall to help clients is structural equation model, you might have to use other apps, no? For that we're using Smart PLS, no, for example. So medyo advanced ano na yun. Pero kung for basic understanding, no, basic exploration lang, testing some hypothesis using data, Excel can work its magic. Yeah.
Any other questions from the chat? Or from the team?
Ayan. Tayo dito kanina. Siguro-
Reflection ko lang kasi siguro i-bounce natin sa iba, especially sa mga audience natin dito. Kung baka may mga best practices din sila on developing yung data usage skills as you mentioned, Brylle, no? Yung hindi kailangang ikaw yung maging data analytics, pero how do you utilize, gather and utilize data? Not sure, baka may mga best practices yung mga iba dyan na nakatago, baka pwedeng ilapag at i-share. Yeah. Or itanong
Ayan.
natin kay Brylle.
Baka, Pearl, do you have practices in your org that you want to share?
Well, depende kasi talaga sa ano, depende siya sa context and depende din sa gustong i-validate ng mga ano, yung sabi nga Sir Jun kanina, no, biases, intuitions, no. At the surface, no, kapag may gusto kaming i-explore na ano, we just use whatever tools are most convenient, no, such as yun nga Excel, Google Sheets, no, very ano siya, no, very straightforward siya, madali ding mag-collaborate. So we use that most often. But if we want to dig a little deeper, no, on some hypotheses such as, for example, gusto namin i-explore kung may effect ba yung perceptions nila on, say, their career development, sa work satisfaction nila. So we use regression analysis. But if we want to explore paano kapag multiple factors na, maraming involved, that's when we use yung nabanggit ko kanina na model, na the structural equation model. So tinitingnan namin doon kung kapag yung career management halimbawa or career development factor is coupled with, say, their perception of work environment, yan. Pag magkasama sila, anong magiging effect niya sa satisfaction, for example, no? Or may connections ba sila? Does their work environment affect in any way their perception of their career development? Kasi kung halimbawa yung work environment mo is hindi ganun ka-engaged, di ba? It will reinforce the thinking na parang wala akong mararating dito sa kumpanya na to. But to test that out, that's when we use yung structural equation model. But take note guys na that's just one part of the analysis, no, to enrich it and to ensure na aligned siya talaga dun sa actual experience ng mga tao. We do social listening, no, we observe their behaviors, no, in social media, no. Hindi naman namin sila ini-stalk, we just observe, no, what do they say, what matters to them. No, we also conduct in-depth interviews, no, to deep dive as to why those trends are happening. So in other words, put simply, when we do this, what we usually do is we do mixed methods approach, mixed methods na strategy of inquiry, para yung whatever biases would be created in one method, say in quantitative analysis, can be outweighed by other approaches, no? Similar to what yun nga yung nasabi natin kanina na yung mga TD practitioners, they're using objective assessments. At the same time, binabangga nila sa mentoring to understand the talents better. So that's I think a very good practice, no? Because it balances out the whatever biases may arise from the other approach.
All right. Thank you, Brad. We have some questions, no, but also I want to check like from Pearl and Barbie because it's different context. Kami ni Pearl, pareho kami niyan. We work in a company, we have stakeholders. So some of the pain points that you raised earlier, Brylle, we relate to that. But I'm curious also, let's say for Barbie, because you own your company and you have clients, that issue of I'm having trouble kind of pitching long-term solutions, diba, or being future-oriented. And so I focus on what can be done quickly and now. Something, I don't know, Pearl, if that's something you can relate to, but after you share your thoughts, maybe Barbie from a consultant's perspective, what is that like naman? Yung parang version yun nun, meron bang ganun?
I think for us, no, all these math and analytics, they're good, but kasi global company kami, pero yung L&D team namin are just like 3 people. One is from the US, myself from the Philippines covering APAC. and then another one from the UK covering EMEA and of course kasama yung Africa. So you could see na it's so hard to do like a training needs analysis, doing coaching for coaches, and also like mentoring our mentors, di ba? Kasi nga, we have a company of like 5,000 employees at ang mga tao namin, meron kaming manufacturing side na talagang hindi marunong sa computer, talagang hindi nga marunong gumamit ng Teams. So, meron din kaming very high-end naman na magaling naman sa AI. So, ang hirap nung doing analytics because you have a very varied audience. And that's why mostly what works for us are yung ang sabi mo nga, we listen to our mentors on what's the result of yung discussions nila with their mentees. And also, of course, sa amin, yung focus group discussion still works in terms of finding out the needs and the perspectives of our employees kasi sobrang varied talaga. So, I think that's also one challenge that I think we can raise. Siguro hindi ganon ka-varied pagka dito sa Pilipinas, pero sa amin kasi global pa yung audience. Meron pa kaming hindi marunong mag-English. So, di ba sa amin, ang laking challenge for talent professionals talaga.
Ayan. Thank you, Pearl, for sharing your insights. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hashtag relate. Marby.
Yeah.
From a consultant perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think there's a little bit of difference, but not entirely. Because when you work as a consultant, you're an outsider, right? You practically don't have visibility on the massive data that they have, or if they have data. So what I find challenging is sometimes when clients approach us, and telling us that they need assistance on a certain challenge that they have, and you start asking questions. For example, as simple as, they're looking for a customer service type of training, and then you try to ask questions whether, are there triggers, what is the basis of this request, and they start saying, wala pa kasi eh. Wala kami pang data. Hindi namin alam, wala kaming way to monitor, wala kaming way to measure, right? And if you start asking them what their standards, they don't have those yet. I mean, for some clients, right? So I think that's where the challenge comes, for at least from my side as a consultant. So I think there's really that need to be able to also establish that for between a client and a consultant, this is also a call for other consultants, no? Kasi minsan nakakarinig kami ng request na hindi, sige kung ano na lang yung meron kayo na yung iran natin na training, right? And that's when training becomes ineffective because there's no alignment on, I mean for me, this is, for me that's somewhat unacceptable. So you have to really be able to begin with your training needs assessment kahit konti, no? Mag-set po tayo ng time. You need to have that kind of conversation with your client, with your stakeholders. And sometimes they're super busy, they can't do that. So I think that's the challenge for me, setting that need, okay, and really identifying the need before you do any intervention, right? Because they're going to invest their money on that intervention. So you want to make sure that it's aligned to whatever their needs are. Diba? Yung values nila, ano yung goal nila as an organization. However, there are some organizations who can't articulate it themselves. So you have to extract it from them. So that's a challenge. So I think, really has to be a partnership to be able to establish that.
Exactly. Ang dami nakarelate. Lumuha pa si Mentor M kanina.
Diba?
Okay.
Magliling lang po ng
Naluha
outline.
siya. Nakarelate talaga siya. Alright. Thank you. Thank you, Marbs. Okay. We have a question, and this may be the last question we can answer. What tools, this is from RJ Deserna on Facebook. What tools can you suggest on a company wherein members are clinging to old ways? This is why L&D is having a hard time implementing change to support training and development.
it really depends kasi on why they are resisting change. But tama yung na-mention na-mention dito ni Zing, change management. Yes, that's a very good starting point. But I think to identify which tool or approach would work best, it's important to deep dive as to why people are resisting change. For sure, there are reasons. There are reasons. Let me just share with you yung yung pinakita ko kanina dun sa deck yung about sa middle problem. In most of our studies last year, client studies, we found out na yung mga middle managers yung parating dissatisfied. Sila yung most dissatisfied. No? And a little bit of digging, no, through in-depth interviews, social listening, we found out na kaya sila yung pinaka-dissatisfied kasi sila yung pinakamarami yung trabaho. And sila yung pinakamarami ang trabaho, not because bida-bida sila, but because they have no choice or they think they have no choice but to take on more jobs for themselves. Kasi on one hand, they do not know how to delegate tasks to their subordinates. Kasi sinasabi nila, ay mahirapan pa ako mag-explain, ako na lang ang gagawa, mas efficient. At the same time, they're also struggling to meet, to negotiate expectations with their superiors. So ang ending, pag sinabi ng boss na, o sige, gawin mo to, oo na lang. Sige po, hindi na magne-negotiate. So that's one, that's a nuance. So at its very core, the reason why they're so dissatisfied lies in the skills gap. They have a gap in what's expected of them, what competencies are expected of them, and the skills that they currently have, which usually revolves around their technical skills. Kaya sila na-promote. So it's just an example, but I think it's very important to answer that question, to look as to why they're resisting change. No? And it's important to go beyond the surface level thought na hindi kasi nakasanayan na nila. But bakit nila pinipili yung nakasanayan? Like, what's in it with them? Do they see any sentimental value there? No, so those things. No, so it's important to dig deep into the context. It's quite challenging, very challenging really, but it's worth doing kasi sabi nga dun sa isang quote na nakita ko, no, it's best to solve if you'd be given 1 hour to solve a problem, it's best to spend 59 minutes of it understanding the problem. Pag naintindihan mo na kasi yun, the remaining 1 minute, you can solve it. Same goes there. So spend time in understanding where they are coming from. No, ultimately, I think that it's what it is. No, you need to know where they are, understand where they are without judgment, no, without biases. And from there, you can formulate your own best approach and best tool to address the problem.
Yeah. Thank you, Brylle. Honestly, we could go on, but we just reached we're timing out on our session, no? And based kung gaano kainit yung chat discussion, really, we're looking at how you've shared with us the importance not just of data, but making sure we have different sets of data that we're looking at, different methods, and also that we're going deeper. Then kasi yung average lang yata alam namin formula sa Excel, so aralin pa natin yung iba. But that it always goes back. Every question that was asked of you, it went back to knowing more about, the people, the stakeholder, the talents that you're tasked to develop. Go back to context. So at the end of the day po, we can learn about technology and different tools, but it's equally important, maybe even more important, to build yung relationships with the people we serve and the people we work with. Ayan, which is great because our next 2 episodes, ganun siya. We're focusing on tools and techniques, then we're focusing on how do you do the interviews, how do you do the FGD. So abangan natin yan. Thank you so much. Maybe a
Picture na.
group shot. Yes, please.
Yeah.
May mga magluluto pa ng dinner dyan.
Yeah, let's have a group photo, everyone.
Let's see, turn on.
Open the cameras, please.
Ay,
Hi,
wala
Miss
suki.
Ellie.
Ayan, so
Hi.
opening.
Ayan. Yes.
Hello, Sir Ed.
Yes, Ed.
Hello, Sir Ed.
Itong
Hello.
presidente natin pasaway, dapat nagpapahinga ito eh.
Okay, let's have the group photo
Nasa
now.
classroom pa eh.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Alright.
Happy Sunday,
Thank you, Brylle.
everybody.
See you next
Thank
week.
you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Masarap sanang dinner nyo.
Brylle, thank you so much.